For nearly 30 years, Thomas had driven the same bright yellow school bus. He'd seen hundreds of children, heard their laughter, their chatter, and their sleepy morning silences. But among all of them, his eyes always searched for one quiet little boy named Alex. Alex was 8, and he never laughed, never chatted, never even looked up. Every morning, he'd climb onto the bus, clutching a torn backpack to his chest, and walk straight to the last seat. He'd just stare out the window, his small shoulders hunched, as if carrying a weight far too heavy for a child. Something about Alex's lonely posture tugged at Thomas's heart. He watched the boy a little more closely each day, hoping for a smile or a word. But Alex remained the same quiet, withdrawn, and fragile, like a candle trying to survive a storm. One cold morning, with frost covering the windows, Thomas glanced in his rearview mirror and saw something different. Alex had his head down on his knees, his small body trembling. When the bus stopped at a red light, Thomas called out gently, "Everything okay back there, buddy?" But Alex didn't answer. He didn't even move. A painful twist formed in Thomas's gut. When they reached the school, all the other kids rushed out happily. Alex stayed glued to his seat, his fingers gripping the edge as if he were afraid to leave. Thomas walked slowly to the back of the bus and crouched down in front of him. "Alex, it's time for school, son," he said softly. The little boy finally lifted his head, and what Thomas saw broke his heart. Alex's cheeks were wet with tears, his eyes swollen from crying. His lips trembled as he whispered in a voice so small it almost disappeared. I don't have to go. I don't have anywhere to go after school. I don't have a home anymore." For a moment, the world stopped moving for Thomas. The hum of the bus faded, and all he could hear was the sound of that little boy's quiet sob. He sat down beside Alex, his own heart aching, and placed a comforting hand on his back. "Hey, look at me, son. What do you mean you don't have a home?" Tears rolled down Alex's face as he explained that his mother had passed away a few months ago, and his father had left long before that. He'd been living in temporary shelters, sometimes even sleeping in a distant relative's car. He was terrified of being taken away, afraid that if anyone found out, he would lose the few belongings he had left. As the story spilled out, something inside Thomas cracked open. Years ago, he had lost a child of his own. The pain had softened with time, but it never truly disappeared. Seeing Alex's tears brought it all rushing back. But instead of breaking him, it made him certain of one thing. He was not going to let this child suffer alone. With a steady voice, he whispered, "Alex, listen to me. You are not alone anymore." He took Alex to the school counselor, explained everything, and made calls to child services, staying by the boy's side through every step. Over the next few weeks, Thomas visited Alex at the shelter almost daily. He brought him warm meals, helped with homework, and even taught him how to tie a proper school tie knot. Slowly, the boy who never smiled began to laugh softly, then openly. With Thomas's unwavering support, Alex was eventually placed in a loving foster home. But he continued to see Thomas as the father figure he never had. Years later, when Alex graduated from high school, he walked straight off the stage and into Thomas's arms. Through tears, he whispered, "You saved my life." Thomas, with his own eyes wet, hugged him tightly, realizing that sometimes family ice and tea, the one you reborn into it S, the one that finds you when you need it the most. Thanks for watching, and remember to spread a little kindness today.